This is a completely new setup today. Like, what I can see now is people. I can see so many people.
Everything's changed. Everything has just changed.
We've unlocked the world of multicam.
No, I mean, like, everything has changed because all the audio that was coming from you guys has now just disappeared.
What
are you talking about?
This isn't a start of a podcast then.
Okay. It is, but hang on. Let me do.
Well, if they
like
can't hear me, it doesn't start. Look, that's if a tree falls in a woods.
I think we're all right now.
It's
I think
fine
we're all
on the stream. It's fine on the stream.
Right. Okay.
Oh. Do you want me to start again? Do you want me to do the whole intro again, including the shit-eating grin thing?
As you will.
Okay.
We're testing a whole new setup now, so apologies.
Shut the F up, you intro ruining bastards. Welcome. I'm just making sure that Lee's not here to interrupt this, but yeah, welcome. Here we are. I am your host. This is the Budget Pedal Chap. We are here live in many places. We are in multicam universe. You can see all of the cam. I'm sure a lot of us are visiting certain campsites during this lockdown, so this shouldn't be anything new. You're here with me. That is Mr. Budget Pedal Chap. To my left over here is Mr. Lee.
Try the other way.
No,
honestly, left. Yes, but I'm on your other side.
But it's right.
to my left, which happens to be my right, is Mr.
Mirror cam.
Yes.
Say hi, Lee.
Do I need to talk like Fred Flintstone?
Probably.
Right. Can I ask people give us feedback on if all the audio is good and everything along those lines? Pretty please, because.
Would you like me to give you some feedback? There we go. You are joined up here, I assume, by Mr. William with the hair. Say hi, William.
I have hair. A lot of it, thanks to quarantine. I'd really like to go to the barbers.
Yeah. And above me, up here, not the first time, it's Mr. Matt Quine. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Hey. It's going to take me a while to get used to this point in Lark, because you can see us all now. This is the start of a podcast. Honestly, I'm looking at the time, and it's like 4 minutes of rambling already. We've not even said a word, pretty much.
Mate, I am so anxious right now. I haven't been this anxious.
It's working. Yeah, it's fine.
If anything goes wrong, they know it's it's new stuff. Things will break, and if it does, bear with us. It'll be fine.
It feels like we're on a knife.
Already joining us, right? Say hi, Den, one of my favourite people in the whole wide world. I built this studio, and the guy is just an absolute genius when it comes to building and everything. He's a great bass player as well. So, hi, Den. Had to give him a shout out. And Yeomans has said, "What up?"
Yeomans.
Yeomans.
That's how people say it. Hello, Mr. Yeoman.
Adam.
Funnily enough, Mr. Yeomans has literally about 2 hours ago shipped some pedals to me personally, including some social distances, hand delivered them. And just before this stream, I got to try a revision of one of them, and it was glorious.
And you've ruined his life.
Well, I mean, I've made him slightly less rich because I've suggested that the expensive diodes sound better. But hey ho. A lot more about the Chevtone stuff can be heard on about 3 casts ago, where we had Mr. Yeomans on to talk about them in person. But then the cast that is out tomorrow, which is this way, which is where Lee is. No, sorry, this way.
I wasn't aware that tomorrow has a direction.
Tomorrow is right. Yesterday's left. I'm pretty sure that's how time works.
If you say so.
Well, I mean, who's going to argue? Argue in the comments.
Does it not travel forward in the fourth dimension?
Well,
don't know.
the funny thing is about time is it's actually people think it's a direct cause to effect, but actually from a non-objective standpoint, it's really just a really big wibbly wobbly ball of timey-wimey stuff.
Trying to quote Doctor Who as if you understand the laws of time and oh man,
Well, it's just the theory of relativity, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all it is.
I've been working so hard to learn about quantum mechanics, and it is so messed up. It really is so messed up.
Well, it depends on how you look at it, though, doesn't it?
Oh my god! Don't start with that, please.
Because you've got totally different theories about how it works, and nobody really knows, and we assume that we know until we prove that what we know is wrong.
Well, that's kind of
that's
it.
how science works.
We know it works. We just don't really understand why.
You just reminded me of a Dara O'Brien moment where he says, "Science knows they don't know everything. If they did, they'd stop."
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fantastic. I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Sean Pierce Johnson.
Hi,
for
Sean.
saying expensive diodes are great. And he's correct. Are great. So yes. How are we, gentlemen? How are we surviving this Backstreet Boys reunion tour that seems to be going on forever?
I'm so stressed right now. I really am. Oh dear.
Things are going well here for me. I'm getting stuff done.
I mean, the productivity is a thing that doesn't happen usually during lockdown moments.
Yeah, I guess not.
I've had some mental breakdowns and then gone back on them.
Oh, Matt, yes. Tell us about your mental breakdowns, because it's not just been. I mean, we're not making light of mental illness here. There is reason for your.
I legitimately quit pedal building about 5 times before I'd even built a pedal.
You did? Yep.
Matt, you're not alone. Every time you post a picture of it, I'm just like, I've been there, and I'm like, I'm never doing this again. I'm never doing this again. And then the bug gets back.
It is. It's like I've got to the point. Like this is the first circuit I ever got working, and this, like the main bit of the circuit with the pot on it, it's just a boost pedal that worked, and I got it all passing signal. So I tested it with a battery. I took the battery tester off, put a switch on, and now it doesn't work. And I've still not worked out what I've done to that. But I gave up on that, and I built a plexi circuit, and that worked. And then I put a switch on it, and it stopped working. And then I completely gave up pedal building. And then I bought some extra daughter boards and tried again with the switch. It still wouldn't work. And then I gave up pedal building forever. And then Mr. Pudgy Pedal Chap said, "What have you done with when you solder in the DC connector?" Yep. And I took a photo of it, and he goes, "Oh, you've connected the hot wire is going to the battery in, not the right in bit."
Yeah.
So all I needed to do was swap it over one, and then I went from having a mute pedal to having a pedal that actually sounds like a plexi in a box.
Hey,
and it works, and it actually functions as a plexi in a box style pedal, and that light is
nice,
too bright for showing that. There
Indeed.
we go.
Yeah. So all of the little points at which I've seen you kind of have those breaks, because I've picked up a post where you said, "Does anyone want like 3 circuits and a bunch of pedal components for like 50 quid?" I'm giving up on it. I just pedal building sucks, and I don't want it. I sent the message then, and I every time you've done that kind of thing, I thought it's got to be like one of a couple of things. If you know that you've got your input and output jack wired properly, that they're not like reversed, because I've done that before. I thought, well, what's the thing that I do, like, because you've got 3 prongs on a DC jack. One of them is the ground, and 2 are positive? Question mark.
But one of them's not positive.
So you got the one that kind of one that's for the battery that gets disconnected when the real DC jack's in there. and I've done the exact thing that you did,
Sold
where
that one.
soldered the wrong one. And now whenever I do pedals, because I don't bother with batteries, I solder the two of them together just to make sure I don't fuck that up.
Those are ground. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so like, and that message that you were talking about where I said everything's available for 50 quid was about 40 minutes before I got the pedal actually working and functioning. But I'd just been through so much with it, and like had it working, then it stopped, and then I tried a fix, and then it still wasn't working, and then I tried another fix, and it still wasn't. I was just at the point where like, nah, I'm done forever. Pedal building, it's not for me. I'm sure I've soldered this all right, and I just hadn't. I was too confident in my own ability.
It's easy, man.
Yeah.
It's easy to do. Just wait until you start doing your own designs and your own like PCBs, because that moment when you get one and it's not working, you're like, shit. There are 150 components on this board. Where do I begin? Which is where I'm at the point with that one, with the short stack. I've sent you guys a video, which all of you guys quite liked, the new version of it. The old one. But yeah, that's troubleshooting when it's on a PCB, like one that you've made yourself, and you're like, where do I even begin? I'm just losing my mind at this.
Because if you're soldering a PCB that someone else has made through the testing process, you know there is a solution to this problem. You know that this conundrum has got a right answer. Yeah. Whereas with the PCB that you've built yourself, you might be trying to do a Sudoku that someone has just written random numbers in boxes,
and it's impossible to solve. Or, there's always the case that, like, I'm finding that I'm still learning something new about building pedals every single day. And, like, I started off this project 2 years ago, like, really working on, like, learning everything that I could about, like, electronics. And it goes to show you can be humbled at any point. Like, if you think you know too much, your ego gets too big. The universe has a way of reminding you that, hey, dumbass, you still don't know enough yet.
You never will. You never will if you're any good.
The funny thing about it was, like, I put that post on saying, like, do you want anything at 50 quid? And, like, immediately Joe from Hello Sailor was like, yeah, I'm there twice a week, mate. And Stuart Tate was like, this is me every night, mate. Just calm yourself down, take a break from it, and just move away from it and come back to it. And
there's some camaraderie between all the pedal builders, because I think we all know that we've gone a bit insane and gone through. It's like I don't know, like
it's a rite of passage, isn't it?
Rite of passage. We all of us are there with, like, PTSD, like, shaking in the corner with a noose around our neck, and someone's like, first time.
Yeah, I sold the capacitors the right way. Honest.
I remember when I first modded a few pedals, and I thought, do you know what, this is well easy, because it was like simple mods, like just clipping a
clipping the diodes out.
Yeah, like, I thought, what's everyone going on about? This is dead easy. But then I had a couple that are a little bit more complicated, and we've got a couple of dead pedals, and I was just like, I haven't got time for that shit. I really haven't.
Yeah. It's the troubleshooting that really does it saps the whole.
Well, I had that one, and then, like, yesterday and today I built another one, which is like a box in a box rather than a Marshall in a box. My troubleshooting for this one, when it wasn't quite working, was I poked it once and it started working. So I just looked at the connection that I poked and was like, I'll give it some more solder, and then it was working fine.
Yeah. You might have cold solder trouble. I don't know why I couldn't say that. Cold shoulder.
You mentioned, like, such a supportive amount of people around us. Even in the comments, we've got Sean said he almost quit making pedal demos last week. He just got bored. He had a walk, a beer, played some God of War. I thought he prayed to the God of War. And then he filmed one the next day. A lot of people, not so much complaining, but have said about the YouTube algorithms are messing them up. They've got, like, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and YouTube's like, I'm going to give it to 5. It's stupid. I've noticed.
YouTube keep changing the way they do shit, don't they?
Yeah, it's really annoying. It used to be good. What was wrong with it? You've
It's
also
a black box. How the black box works is it's like completely unknowable, and they change it like every couple of months because it's an AI that teaches itself. So over time, it will drift in whichever direction it kind of feels.
I'm going to say it's called Skynet before anyone else says it.
Well, you never know. It might well be.
Yeah, we're all there. Yeah,
Might well be.
Adam Yeomans said, "Don't feel bad, Matt." What Mr. Quiney said, "I've been doing this for a while now, and one bad solder joint, nearly made me laugh a Messiah through the window." Oh, I think he means lob a Messiah through the window.
Yeah, I know.
He was telling me about that. Literally, the one that I've got down here is saying it took an entire day. Like it reflowed all of the because he builds on tag boards. Not all of the joints are easily available. So he reflowed all of the ones that were easily available, and he was still getting like a muffled sound. You're like, this is not right. Like went back. It worked up to the switch. So he thought, yeah, I'll take the switch out. I'll replace the switch. It's got to be a bad switch. No, that didn't work. And then he came up with a solution to reflow something like the joint to the pot, and to get to that he needed to reflow like a resistor, and once he reflowed this one resistor, it just completely magically worked. Like you motherfucker.
Yeah,
and it was literally yeah. Everything looked fine. His soldering looks amazing. It looks like glassy. It's like the way he solders, because he's got some proper pro stuff.
That's something that always buggers me up. My soldering is awful, and I've reached out to friends and said, like, teach me how to solder, but no one lives close. It's really annoying. You
do like the Jackson Pollock, where you like just put solder on the iron and just flick it.
Is you absolutely have to breadboard everything.
Of course you do, yeah.
No matter any revision that you think, I'm just going to change this one value in like design, just breadboard everything. Just do it. You have to.
Can I just say to Sean, he says, my view counts suck these days. Mate, you are always welcome and encouraged to share your new vids on Pedalboard to Doom. Please do it.
Yeah, man. The one thing that I've heard a lot about is if your video keeps someone on the platform for as long as possible, then it will get suggested more. So one of the things I've got a list of videos coming up in a video series about building pedal boards, and in each of the episodes, in the description, I'm putting a further reading list about every subject. So if people go onto that video, watch it, and go, "Oh, I'd like to watch more," then there's a whole list of videos. Hopefully they'll click through them, and then they'll stay on the platform for a while, thus suggesting our video more. So yeah, that might be something to consider.
A further reading list does sound like something you get in school.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that I had at university, which I promptly ignored. Might explain the grades, but hey, no.
Yeah. Okay, right. So we've got a few topics to talk about today, and they include Final Fantasy VII Remake and Siamese Twins.
I'm leaving now. I'm not talking about Final Fantasy.
I am so down for that. I am so down for that.
Yeah.
You can have you guys can have a post show where you talk about crap video games, and we'll leave.
Excuse me.
Beer and hookers.
Maybe Will and I will do that another day, but we have got some really cool stuff to talk about today. Honeyburst and Messiah. And which one is which? The Messiah is the Plexi type.
Yeah, essentially Marshall Plexi in a box. And he's doing two versions of it. He's doing a low gain version and then a switchable like dual gain version, which is low to high gain.
I'm going to make a prediction.
Go on.
About low gain. There is a TV series that will be coming out, was due for the end of this year after COVID, probably beginning of next year. And it's going to be much bigger than Game of Thrones. It's that sort of thing. If it takes off, I'm hoping it is. It's the best fantasy book series I've ever read. It's fantastic. Other than Lord of the Rings, obviously. But there's a character in it called Low Gain. and I am predicting so many memes. There's going to be memes galore about that, man.
I mean, that was a long winding road for the payoff. That was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You just watch it. You just watch, man.
No, we will mark this space, and we will give props where props is due, if that is the case. I'm imagining this thing's going to end up like Farscape. If any of you remember that.
Yeah.
And if you don't,
yeah.
Farscape, little floaty like Duck Yoda.
Just remember there was a dude with a beard, but the beard was also like skin at some points. And that was kind of weird and gross.
Yeah, like tentacle beard, wasn't it? Yeah,
yeah,
tattooed.
like a sword that had a gun in it, but not like Final Fantasy VIII.
Squall.
It was. Yeah,
I really want to replay that. I've been resisting the urge to go back and replay that.
Do you know what I'm replaying now? I've gone in and started replaying Final Fantasy 15 because I want to give myself a break before I go back to Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Yes, I love that game, man.
Great games.
That game.
Disney nerds.
Yeah, we pretty much are.
Yeah,
pretty much are.
You won't hear us deny it.
I was supposed to be flying home from Disney in Florida today.
Oh mate,
I'm so miserable.
Your
2 weeks, it's been grim.
It sounds like you're stuck in Disneyland, and I would say it looks a lot like your bedroom.
Well, that many guitars.
I mean,
does anyone have a tumbleweed?
I don't remember guitars.
Guitar Disney. I mean, we're onto an idea here, aren't we? Guitar Disney. This is,
isn't that called NAM? It's even close to Disney.
It is, isn't it? In fact, do you know what? Full circle. That's just round the corner from where Sean lives. And he
NAM.
Yeah, and Disney, and it's where they've got Star Wars, and Sean's a big Star Wars fan, so he went there and he was like taking pictures of the Star Wars Disney when it first opened and stuff, and I was like, you bastard.
I've got to take Chloe there because they do a droid building workshop there, as well as a build your own lightsaber at that park, at the California one. So I got to take Chloe there because she really wants to build, well, a little black BB-8 kind of like droid thing.
Yeah, Sean actually said it's basically like his local go-to park, you know.
Yeah. Oh, why not? Yeah.
Man,
why not?
Dream of
bit
going
different
there.
from Alton Towers, isn't it?
Oh, I love Alton Towers.
Alton Towers is great. Nemesis is like fantastic.
Just don't mention
Oblivion.
Oh, Smiler.
No, Smiler. I went on.
The one that shot every time.
Yeah. I went on it. I think 6 months after when all of that controversy happened.
Yeah.
Me and the missus went on it about probably less than a month before.
Ooh.
That's why. Sorry, man.
Shit. That went well.
I didn't mean that quite how it came out. I was like, you cursed it or something like that, but I just made like
all along.
I accidentally made a big fat joke, didn't I? And I didn't want to say anything like that. I just meant that you cursed it.
It's all right. The this lockdown experience is definitely rounding me out somewhat.
Oh man, me too.
Around the middle or in personality? I am definitely experiencing. I'm there with you with around the middle, man. There's nothing to look forward to other than food.
Yeah, I've given up my diet. I've been on so good on it. So since like Christmas, I've been bang on my diet, and they're like, we're in May, and I'm like, sod this. I need to eat some carbs, man.
Yeah, fuck it. Ben and Jerry's. That's what you want.
Yeah, I mean, we made some like homemade cookies last week or the week before. And I've been smashing through them. Been absolutely smashing through them. And they're delicious as well, like really dewy centre.
Oh, nice. It's what you need right now. It's good food.
Yeah, they've run out as well. The missus has said, "Oh, we should make some cupcakes." So that'll be the next treat.
Nice.
So Lee, you wanted to mention something that you've been doing this week, haven't you? You wanted to mention certain competition that's going on.
Oh God,
you
yes.
are instrumental in.
Right, I will go like this, and hopefully that works.
Let's see. This is our first attempt at showing a web page.
No. I just enlarged me.
Oh.
I've been doing that when people have been
every
talking
day.
about.
If it lasts for more than 4 hours, you should see a doctor.
Right, okay, so you'll know that I'm part of Tonepedia, and we occasionally run really cool giveaways, and we are running a wicked one now, right? So you can win almost any pedal that's on the group, not just for you, but for your friend as well. And I say on the group, I mean on the webpage. So I will share after this. I'll share in the comments the link for the video. You just watch it. You go there and you share it, and you basically say, "I want this pedal. My friend, I think, would like this pedal," and you tag Tonepedia in the post. And yeah, it's that simple, really. You just share something off a website on Facebook. Tag us. Tag the companies whose pedals they are, because we like that. And so I would say, Will, I think you would really like this Tube Screamer, because I hate
Will
you.
would say, "Fuck off."
Yeah, I want a Quan, thank you.
Yeah, that is one of the restrictions on it. There's no the classic vintage pedals. Can't have them.
Yeah,
like the Blues Breaker.
Yeah, it was,
Oh,
it was the governor, wasn't it? We had
Oh yeah.
we had one of them accidentally go. I went through and cleared off all the vintage pedals last time, and then some accidentally left the governor up there. Well, not accidentally, we left it up there thinking no one would choose it, and one of our regular listeners, Andrew Bimson, went in and was saying, "Yes, please, I'll have that," and he won.
Governor, please. Which the V1s were pretty good.
yeah. He's one of our patronisers. He's so couldn't have gone to a nicer chap.
So, like I said, I will share that video up. I'll share the link to it all in the comments. Go in. Look, you got to enter this, right? You're going to win a pedal for yourself and a pedal for a friend. You will secure your lifelong friendship with someone, even if you don't want to, right? Because you're winning them a pedal. And although you can only enter once per person, there's nothing saying that they can't enter as well and tag you. So
that's a double entry.
Yeah. And then you con another friend who doesn't know about that friend to also tag you, and then you've got 3 entries, and your mate's got, and 2 mates have got, or 1 mate's got 1 and 1 mate's got 2.
This is it. If you make 1 entry and you tag 1 friend, but you've got 100 friends that enter and they all tag you, you've got 101 entries. So
this is how you need to do it. You need to play your friends off against each other and make them all pick you.
We don't care who wins. Do it.
As long as someone wins.
Yeah, tag me. Tag me, because I can't enter it, obviously. But if someone tags me, that's cool.
I'm pretty sure that's.
I think you would like the Miku. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. But right now, I'm going to say, Lee, you want the Miku pedal.
Oh, do you know how much they go for? That's not even on there.
No, I don't know.
Miku's going for like £200-300 now.
Are you kidding me? Really?
Not kidding you at all. Google it.
Why?
Google it.
Because they're not available anymore, and they were
why.
all over YouTube. And
yeah.
A bit busy to Google it at the moment, Lee. I'll do it later. So we inadvertently done a little kind of reciprocal. What pedal would each of us like? Well, you have, Lee. You did, Will. Will, do you want to do one with Matt? Then Matt can do one with me, and then me can do one with Lee.
Okay.
Other way.
So
the other way for Lee. He's not.
Lee that way.
What are you talking about, guys? He's over here. Oh
my god. Right,
cool.
Matt, you like Marshall things. I remember this well. One of the things that I find works really well into high gain amps is the K style circuit. So I think you would quite like a one Platumnus.
I'd definitely take one of them.
Nice.
What can I give the budget pedal chap? In fact, just because you're the budget pedal chap, I am gonna pick a Strymon Volante. Because it doesn't fit with your brand at all.
No.
Near the 20 meet.
That was a hard moment when I bought mine the other week, because I was looking at Anderson's website and I was just like, "Am I going to do this?"
If I bought
Am I
one of
gonna-
them, I'd probably be hard
You
as
were
well.
hard whilst buying Volante. This is strange, Will, but
Well, hang on.
He's got a show.
What, he's going to show us the pedal or the
it's-
fact that he was hard?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's the new board
You're-
build, which will be in the video series. But yeah, I bought Volante, but I also bought Ryra Klon as well.
it's
I
bloody
want one
neat.
of them.
Bloody neat. So I'm going to get a Volante.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Volante. It's amazing.
Volante. Lee,
Sir?
based on, because I've already done this, and I tagged Yeomans. I tagged myself of having a Earthquaker plumes, just based on the hate that I got in the Pedal Boards of Doom news segment. Just thought, I've got, haven't I? So I'm gonna give you the SY one
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's a
Based-
shout. That's a great.
based
that's a
on
great
the
pedal.
video hate that you got for that.
Yeah. If it's my... I've got to do one for Will now, haven't I?
You've already done one.
Yeah, do a serious one.
Oh, no, yeah,
Next
but
I'm just
yeah, I
getting
was
a
pissing
Bob
about.
Standard Tube Screamer now.
What about a TS10? No, if I was to
No
get you
cheap-
any pedal... Does it have to be a pedal or can it be an effect?
It's
How
your
do you- well, how do I
competition,
put
tell
you-
us.
Well, it has to be
How do I-
it has to be things that are on Timepedia, and like almost none of
He's
what
gonna
we've
give me a
said is on
rack unit.
Timepedia at the moment. But I was thinking like a Space
didn't have
Echo
a
or a
website,
Vincent Echo Rec or something
Oh yes.
because of the Volante.
Yeah,
So
man.
yeah,
I would be so okay with that, and then be happy for the 3 weeks that I had it and it worked, and then be crying for the rest of my life.
did you guys see what Elad Yakov, the CEO of Timepedia, posted up on Fuzztopia and other channels the other day?
No, what was
I
that?
did not know.
He has. I've got to try and find a picture of it. He has a. It doesn't look like a pedal. It looks like a weird square pen, and oh my god,
Oh, the Vox Distortion Booster.
yeah. Did you see
I
it?
did see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bring up
Jealous.
a picture of it. But oh my
I
god,
have
because
absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
So this is one of the very first fuzz effects. So when the Maestro fuzz tone was hitting it big in the US, there was someone, I can't remember his name, was trying to convince Jennings, who owned Vox, to make a fuzz. That he went away and then helped out with the tone bender, I think, because he couldn't get anywhere with Vox. But Vox eventually released their very first fuzz, and it had no controls on it. It's just a red box with a jack on the side of it, like a male jack that you plug it into your amp and then plug your cable into that, and it's just a fuzz box. That's it.
Right.
And it's like the second ever made fuzz.
It looks weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, there's no concept of what was a pedal in those days. They were still figuring it out. Like everyone had their own take.
I'd say that they had a good idea of what a pedal was, but whether things needed to be a pedal or not, it was another image. Sorry, I'm looking at images at the minute. Sorry.
Well,
another thing.
If you think about what came after this, it was like Tone Bender was in a box with a click switch, and then it was like next thing you know, you have Range Master, which was a box that just sat on top of your amp. It's like,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then the guy at not Dunlop, Arbiter was like got drunk, looked at a mic stand, and he was like, "I'm gonna make that a pedal.
Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do."
Basically.
And a fuzz bass was born.
All right, I'll share my screen with you, and
You're going to be doing the old whatchamacallit now. The live demo that you were talking about earlier.
right. How does that work?
So what is it that you're showing us here, Lee?
It's showing us a Vox Distortion Booster.
What is it? Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
I have
I
to
will
click
go
watch.
But it
to
won't.
that.
Yeah,
There it is.
you have to click watch screen, but
That's not working.
yeah, it
Oh, I can
won't
see it.
because you're sharing it. So you're sharing it for us, but for you, you know what you're looking at. So Discord doesn't want to tell everybody else, like on your
No,
thing, so you-
it's not that I'm struggling with.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
Sure, we can edit this out in post. This is going to be great.
Man looks for settings for half an hour.
Setting.
We got compliments on this looking better and sounding better than normal earlier.
Hey,
and they're all going to go away.
Who said that?
Boom, 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 boom. Done it.
I was quite happy at our time to dick today. It wasn't immediate. Usually,
I mean, if we had a movie, that would be our subheading: Fret Talk, a time to dick.
Do you know in Practical Jokers have got a movie out now?
Have they?
Have they?
Yeah, I watched it the other day. It weren't that bad.
Is it an actual movie or is it just an hour of them guys sticking about?
No, it's a movie. It's got a story and everything.
Hey, would you look at that? That Vox thing looks a bit strange, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit strange. So it's like you plug into the side of it and you plug it in, and it's But yeah, it's basically, from what I gather, it's either a 1.5 or a 1.0, or a version 2 time bender.
What do you mean? So like the 2?
So does it have a battery inside it to make it work?
Yeah, it's gotta.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
They hadn't figured out to do external power yet. There were no wall warts, so the only way to power guitar effects was batteries.
But the one I'm looking at, I couldn't see screws, so I assume they're on the opposite side to what I was looking at. Because I was looking at it going, there's no signal, like the signal input and signal output, and there's no other things on it. And then
where do I put
there's a switch
anything?
on one side, but how do you get electricity into it?
Yeah.
But I've now got a shot of the back of it. Yeah.
Now, do I click stop streaming to stop sharing?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah. There you go.
And then we click close.
How did the stream go?
You'll need to.
I was
back on the Discord,
well anxious that it was going to just like bugger up the whole thing. Then
we're looking at the photo of the Vox thing at the moment.
Cool.
So you'll need to transition back to Discord.
Indeed.
I have. It just takes a few seconds to catch up. Nice one.
Yeah, we're back to us. Ace.
Beautiful.
Well, hey, gentlemen, would you like to do some NEWZ?
Oh yeah,
like
sure.
Got a wicked one this week.
Right, which one are we going for first?
Well, I reckon we'll go for Lee's because he says it was a wicked one.
But it's going to take the longest, and we've just done one of mine. Do you want to do someone else's to start with?
Let's go then. Right, so news. Let's talk about the silly ones. Go on, let's talk about what Will brought to the table.
The silly ones. Oh, can I talk about the monopoly synth? The monopoly synth?
You can give it a quick mention. Go on.
I love
that was it. Behringer brought out a synth that's a copy of a Korg synth from back in the day. And they've called it the Monopoly, and it just looks like it says Monopoly, and everyone's getting confused that they've brought out a synth called the Monopoly. So we were joking that you just put a little top hat on it, and as soon as you pressed one of the keys, you'd go to jail.
So yeah, always. But jail is the safest place in Monopoly.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody in Mayfair when you're on
if you want to play like another chord, you have to roll a double. Imagine that middle of the set. You get halfway through solo, and you're like, "Wait, guys, hang on.
Damn it!
Roll again.
Damn it!
Roll again.
Damn it! I'm paying my 50 quid."
Oh man, it's I love that, the Monopoly. They should play on it. They should. They really should play on that.
Let me see. Yeah, if I share my screen.
But Warrington are not gonna.
Right, the Monopoly synth.
All right, hang on. You're sharing your screen, so I've got to do something.
Yeah. Click on it.
Watch stream.
Yeah. You do. I don't.
I was in the middle of doing something as well. So
sorry, dude.
That's all right, man. That's all right. We got you. A bit of an issue with earlier, so I'm gonna ask. Let's stop that. But yeah, that looks pretty cool, man.
Okay. Right, and then the other one is that this is breaking news that just came out just before we went live with the cast, is that Fender have announced 5 new models to be added to their player series, and they're all Duo Sonic or Mustang themed.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Go on.
I can get on board with the Mustang bass because short scale bass in it, and
Yeah.
I quite like the idea of that. And it's a PJ configuration, and as much
Yeah.
as I hate bass, like that's the kind of that would be the thing that would be
That
ace
you
for
go
me
for.
now of
Yeah.
trying to record. That's the kind of thing I'd be looking at. But
Mm.
I really don't like the look of the Duo Sonic at all.
Hey, man, that's fair enough.
Cheap.
They are
Yeah,
about
it's-
£500 brand new, so 549. Yeah, all of them are pretty cheap. But to be fair, it's a very uncomplicated model to make.
Mm.
So
So
you
it's a
don't have to
Strat,
do a
though,
lot of
isn't it?
routing on it. You don't need like the highest of quality of materials over the just a good piece of maple for the neck and whatever like bodywood you're going with. Like, so if you think about it from a cost point of view, there isn't a lot in it to upcharge, to be honest.
Let me throw it back at you and say what's difference between that and a telly.
So Telly has the two control plates. You have to get those forged and electroplated, which this model doesn't have. It has a lot of plastic on it.
Yeah, the control plate section is separate to the pickup cavities.
Yeah, and you have to do
Drill.
a through body drill for where the neck pickup comes through. Or that was the classic way of doing it. You can just run a channel that you could CNC on cheaper tellies. They do that, but on like the American-made tellies, they do that. I can't remember what's the word for it, but where you drill straight through something and you don't expose the top of it. I can't remember, but yeah, I think production-wise, telly is a little bit more of a pain in the ass. Versus this is just 2 blocks of wood. That bit where the Duo Sonic's pick guard is, you can route whatever the hell you want in there, and you're pretty much good to go. So
yeah, it's basically like a Strat, but without the need for the complexity of a tremolo.
yeah, exactly. That's why I love it, because I'm a big telly player, and if I was going to get another guitar, I'd get a Duo Sonic in Desert Sand.
I think in the right colours, these would look quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that Sonic Blue on the Mustang there. But I will say, like, P90s on a Mustang, it looks a bit much.
In black, when you've got a white pick guard and a turquoise body, in black, that looks a bit
and
nuts.
it's just like, "Argh!" That's what it seems like it's saying to me. The other one's like, it's all pristine and stuff, and this has just looked like it's been hitting the balls.
Yeah. What's wrong with them? Why didn't they put some white P90s in that? Seriously.
I don't know. It's very strange.
Oh.
Very strange. But anyway, that's what I got for you in terms of Fender news.
You did have a little bit more as well.
Yeah, go on. I'll
Oh,
do
God.
the other, can I do the other Fender news because I've got it open.
Oh, go on then.
So
Go on.
if you close Will's stream and
Yep,
done it.
where is it? There it is. Here we go. I'll go live, and you can see that Fender have made some ukuleles.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about this. I forgot about
The
this.
Fender Bulletin ukulele series.
Yeah, so we got the full. So what we got a butterscotch or black telly U.
It's
Yeah.
a blackguard.
Fantastic.
It's a blackguard
Yeah,
telly
it's a
ukulele.
Blackguard telly.
Yeah.
And then we've
You
got
got-
Dave Gilmore's Strat.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that need to have a black pick guard to be Dave Gilmore's?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit,
there.
Oh, yeah.
Black, yeah.
That's more like
Clapton's, my
Clapton's,
bad.
yeah.
It's like Blackie, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
My
Yeah.
bad.
Oh, they come
so
with a
they've got
tuner
that-
built in. Look at that. They've got
Yeah,
a tuner on
yeah.
them. That's
Built-in
amazing.
preamp and tuner.
Ah.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, in terms of like ukulele, these are.
Or if you want an offset,
They're pretty legit. Yeah, so you've got
That looks
what we got
awesome.
white,
jazz
white
offset.
with or blue and black guards. So they were a spruce top, spruce, laminated
Well, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
maple neck and laminated walnut fingerboard. Which
Nice.
Are they bound necks?
Yeah.
I believe
Oh,
they are.
wow. See, you
Yeah.
made fun of this before with it being like excessive, and we weren't going to talk about
Dude,
it.
they're
but,
still
like,
crap.
well,
They-
Well,
here's the thing: is this is a really smart move from Fender. and I'll tell you why, is because a lot of like younger people were introduced to music on YouTube by people who played ukulele. I went on tour and I was a backing musician for a YouTuber. And one of the support acts we had, she's now doing world tours and everything, and she just plays ukulele, and that's her thing. So this is incredible to think like Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift were big artists to bring back the popularity of the acoustic guitar. I think Fender are. Yeah, I think for a good quality one, you're going to pay a lot more than that.
Sorry, I don't.
Fender for 160 quid.
Yeah, I don't
And you have
desire a
Summer.
ukulele though, do I? I'm not their customer that they're aiming for at this, you know. So I appreciate it.
Get that, get a fuzz, and you had so much fun.
Oh, please don't get that enough.
I won't.
It's
I'm
not
gonna have to pick up
Put
I
that
now
through a
need
fuzz.
to pick up. Yeah, I need to pick up a ukulele that I can plug into a fuzz pedal.
Yeah. No.
Can you imagine that through a Raise the Dead?
Oh yeah, it'd be stupid.
What
fun.
would you play? What song would you
I
play?
would play Under the Sea because that's the only song I know on ukulele.
What the
I've never played a ukulele in my life before. I don't even know how they're tuned.
the Little
I know-
Mermaid?
The top, yeah, the string closest to you.
I know it's thinnest, then thickest, then second, then third.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I know how it sounds. I can't tell you what notes they are. I'm not.
Under the
Music.
sea.
No, what
Under
really
the
what I
sea.
meant is if you got one of these and a Raise the Dead, what
Yeah.
song would you have? What song would you play ukulele
Well,
version of?
first of all, I'd probably have to learn what chords are on a ukulele.
Yeah.
I'll play some Sabbath. As long as you only play the bottom three strings and ignore the top one.
Yeah. That will
you can play
confuse you.
Yeah, but
I think if you actually do that, it will make Tate cry. Tate will be so appalled that we did this.
Oh, do
He'll be
it.
like, why?
Well,
do
I mean,
it because of
He's
that.
not watching live now, so he'll probably, or he might get to listen to this because I know he's not even listening to this podcast at the moment. What I really want to do is when I can get hold of my Tate Effect stuff, which are not with me at the moment,
Yeah.
I want to do like a demo video that can go on Budget Pedal Chap's channel. And I'll have the Les Paul on
We love him really, though.
and do that.
We do love him
Because
really.
I think that would make him absolutely mentally
Ill.
Unstable.
yeah.
Uh,
But the amount of times he told me that Arctic Monkeys' fifth album was good or sixth album was good, he deserves it.
Wait, what are we talking about? Like the Moon one?
The most recent one, yeah,
Oh,
tranquility-based hotel
Who
and
left
casino.
Alex Turner alone with the 60s too long?
honestly, guys, we have talked about these bloody ukuleles for far too
Right,
long.
should we move on to another?
We got a lot of mileage out of that, more than we thought we would.
Oh.
Right, should we do the Strymon?
So, yeah, like after 4 weeks of having it on the conversation topics and avoiding news like the plague, yeah, we should talk about the Strymon. Strymon
Compadre.
very recently have brought out the Compadre. It wasn't over a month ago. What are you talking about?
It's like 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
It
It's
was
been
3 or 4.
I've got it in the show notes for 3 weeks, mate, and we've been doing weekly podcasts. So yeah, we are talking almost a month. So it's essentially a compressor and a boost. So it takes over from the OB1, which had recently been discontinued, which was just the compressor. So yeah, hey. As far as I remember, this is coming from about 3 weeks ago. In terms of research, the controls are digital controls, but the circuitry is all analog, so kind of Chase Blissy style. Dirty boost and clean boost, just in case you want one or the other. The compression is let's have. I should have switched the light on because I can't see. So VCA based compression, quite feature heavy. $299 for a compression and a boost.
That from Strymon is very, very well priced. Is it digital?
No, so it's a digital control over analog circuit. So they're using, I would assume it's got all of the MIDI fun that you get on Strymon stuff, or like the favorite button. So
Let's
you
like
can...
learn more on their website and see.
Yeah, we could do that live right now.
Go on then.
Oh no, that's a video. We don't want the video.
Read it out loud.
You just put the video on. Let it do the
I'm not
talking.
putting the video on. It does not look like it's got MIDI.
MIDI. No, it does. It does. Go up. Go up. Above the pictures, extended control, VCA, optional. You can recall your favorite settings. Go down. Sorry. If you go down again, extended control. There is the option for a mini switch, multi switch plus. Integrated is a MIDI pedal board, so you can use a MIDI
expression cable.
So yeah, it's basically MIDI over TRS. At 300 locations, because you need 300 different patches for your compressor sound.
I completely agree.
Absolutely don't.
I mean,
what?
I was talking to Matt about this before we, like when we were setting up, and I was saying, like, for compression, you're pretty much setting and forgetting. If not, like you might have two settings. You might have like super squishy country mode, and then like normal compression.
I tell you what, the MIDI should be for is like a boost, different levels if you want a dirty boost. But then I'm really surprised they put in 300 because the minimum in MIDI is 128. So you don't see any lower than 128 on MIDI locations most of the time.
But 128 is plenty enough.
Yeah. Like I'm kind of think of an occasion where I have more than 128 different sounds.
Well, this is the thing with the Volante. With the Volante, they do this as well with the 300 locations, and you have to switch between MIDI banks. So you have to send a different MIDI control command to the Volante to switch between each MIDI bank, each set of 128. Then the next set that takes you up to 300 locations, and then select what patch you want. It's like insane.
All for what is essentially going to be
a compressor.
Two switches of like
keep that page on.
Really squishy or less squishy.
Yeah.
Like dirty boost or clean boost. Like
madness.
It sounds very.
Do you see that button, the little switch where it says boost type and clean and dirty, and then just for the listeners, it's like sunk in, but it's a chrome little, so it only sticks out ever so slightly. I love them switches.
Oh yeah, they're great.
They are sexy, aren't they?
So inconvenient. I'm a guitarist. I bite my fingernails so that I can touch my fingers to the guitar and not scratch the fret.
No, you don't need
so
fingernails for that.
How the fuck am I going to try change
with
something
a pick?
With a switch internal?
Plebeian.
No. These ones stick out enough for you to do it with your finger. You don't need a fingernail for that. It's not like
I get what you mean.
Really,
but would you have
ones.
preferred it being a internal dip switch?
No.
Do you know what I'd have done? I'd have put it on the face of the bloody pedal. And you know how they've got toggle switches. The one they've got studio and squeeze and treble, mid, and flat for your EQs. Have another one that says clean and dirty.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I will say, I'd rather have the name of it like on the face of it, even if it is behind, just like underneath, like just above where the switch is, because who's going to turn the fucking pedal over and have a look to see what that button says if you forget?
Yeah, it seems like a set and forget kind of thing. You're going to play around with it and just be like, oh, what do I prefer out of this? But...
And like, who can't hear the fact that their boost is dirty?
Yeah, but you might forget what that switch does, and you'll be like messing around with the jacks, and you'll be like, "Oh, what's that do?" And you know, it'd be nice to just have it like the Tumnus, not Tumnus, bloody the Wampler.
Ego.
No, the Terraform.
Terraform
that has stuff on the back, and on the top of it, it tells you what they are, and it's just a better way of doing it.
I'll tell you
ever
what.
Need a reminder, just listen to episode 147 of the Fret Talk podcast.
We'll tell you what that little switch on your compadre that you've paid way over the odds for.
There you go. And this is free. This audio companion for the compadre is free. So there you go.
I tell you what, why it might be on the back.
Go on. Why might it be on the back?
Because if you look at it, a lot of Strymon stuff is surface mount parts. So I bet you they ran out of space on the face of it.
Oh, you mean here? There's a load of components underneath, so they couldn't mount the.
Yeah, so that would be it. But you know, they've got these great push buttons which they found which they use on the Volante, and I've been chasing a distributor trying to find what parts they are, because I want to put some push buttons on my pedal. My plan is to mount a push button there, in between the two foot switches.
Sorry, can we bring Will up now? Yes, we can.
Sorry.
I've done it. It's cool.
Okay.
I've done it.
There we go. Yeah.
That demonstration, Will.
So I was looking for a distributor to get me a push button LED. So as soon as you push the button, it turns on. That's how it works on the Volante. But just put it here in between the two foot switches. So you can have all this gubs and stuff going on the pedal, a space for the logo, a space for LED, and if you need an extra place to put stuff, just put it there. Because like if you look at the ARP, like the Walrus ARP, this is a little bit of room that you can take back. So
indeed, claim back that foot space. It's like the gooch of a pedal, isn't it?
It's kind of
wasted space.
Yeah,
love it.
But yeah, that's why I think it might be on the back. Is surface mount.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Right, who's sharing that? Who's sharing that compressor? Is that you?
Me.
Could you stop sharing that for me?
Well, we not got the pedal patch stuff to talk about.
Oh, we have. Yes,
we have got the pedal patch.
We must talk about that.
I don't think it's got an official name, but I'm calling it the Input Butler.
2-port pedal board patch manual.
Yeah, so there's a 2-port one and a 4-port one.
I'm so excited about this. I am unnecessarily excited about this.
So have we got a picture? Because I mean,
pictures are up, dude.
They're not on my stream. So essentially, why I call it the Input Butler is because it does that, doesn't it? It means that rather than having to like search for the first pedal in your chain so that your jack input goes.
What do you mean search for the first pedal in your chain? Do you not know what the first pedal in your chain is when you put a pedal with it?
Sometimes I've had that issue.
Whereas people like Leaf, for example, who's got far too much gubbins going on his board.
I've got less now.
I mean, I've got 16, but I have a problem that this wouldn't be any use for me because I don't have an input on my board because it's a wireless system.
That's still the input.
Well, no, you can use it for output.
Yeah, the input is. I can use it for outputs. Yeah. To be fair, I do one stereo quite often, so it would be handy for the outputs. But for input, it wouldn't work. So,
and if you had a channel switch, you'd all want it to plug into the same place. Or if you had if you wanted something in your effects loop, you have to run 4-cable methods. So you're going to need the 4-way one.
I don't understand effects loop. Four cable and effects loop is a little bit out of my league. I like to plug things in and they make sound, not plug things in and then plug things in.
I wish I could live in that world where I could just have all of my effects, just run one cable. It's like a Hot Rod Deluxe and be happy with my life. But no, I am sure that tube gain sounds better than pedal gain for some reason. And thus I put myself through this shit. And then I talk to Practical Packs and I'd be like, I'm really sorry, dude. Can you make me a 5-way cable snake so I can put up with my bullshit?
Matt.
Hello.
You know I've got the Victory Duchess on my board. So it's actually sitting on it. I've got my DD500. The B input and output of the DD500 are running to the effects loop of that. And out of the ESA, I'm running into the A, and then out of the A into the reverb, and then straight out of the ESA also into the reverb. So I'm bypassing one channel.
So how many cables have you got going to amps then?
I've got, because it's on the pedal board, it's almost just like having a stereo pedal, if you get my meaning, because you've got like the in and the out.
Yeah.
But the and then I've got just one out going into another amp. But it's so cool. It is so cool because I've got the DD500 running into the effects loop of one amp and the front of the other amp, so I get 2 different sounds of the same delay. It's fucking awesome. It really is.
It sounds good.
Yeah, and with these, you could like get if you've got like that stupid amount, you can get 4s and 2s of these practical patch thingies.
Yeah,
and instead of having them coming out of different pedals, just have it all coming out of the same place on the board.
Yeah, it's really simple. You get to the gig when we're allowed to gig again, or Like, you're at home, ready to set up, and all it takes is just like, there's where I put all my cables in. Boom, 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 done. Simple.
Boom, 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 done. Yeah.
That's going to be... I said boom, boom, boom earlier. That's got to be the title of this podcast.
No, it is... Let's have a look. Guitar Disney.
Guitar Disney. I'm okay with that.
Just don't call it Guitar Disney Boom, otherwise you might end up on some sort of list.
It's not the first time.
Oh no.
Yeah, and completely solderless.
Oh my god.
I've seen them before, but they're solderless, which is looming fantastic. How does it even work? Lee, to round us off, you've got a little demonstration you're going to do for us today, aren't you?
So
you're going to juggle live on the cast. Yeah,
man, this is so cool. Right, so we do bits and pieces with. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm trying to click something, and I'm clicking OBS, not a thing. Right, okay. So we do bits and pieces with 2 Notes occasionally. We've talked about this stuff, and now they are running a beta at the moment for a bit of hardware that they release. So that is this, which I'll bring up if I enlarge moi.
Can you see him? Because I can't see him.
I can see him.
Oh, okay.
I can see me.
So I can't see Lee.
Okay.
That's
odd.
Stream.
I can.
Yeah, he's just 2 spinning boxes.
That's
odd.
Oh,
there we go.
Let me just go to.
We can see you. We can see you. I'm talking the stream.
Don't worry,
don't
dude.
worry about it.
Keep doing your thing as long as you're on stream.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I was just checking. So this is the Cab M. Cab M was designed that you would run your amp into something like the capture, which is actually plugged in all up there, so I'm not going to bring it down, which is attenuates and does all bits and pieces. And then you had to have an amp running into this, and then this would have all your cabs on it. And you can have some software to control that, or you can control it by Bluetooth. What 2 Notes have done is they've now created on the software of this a preamp. So I'll show you it, but it means that instead of having to have a really high level going into the Cab M in order to use it, you can just plug your guitar straight in, and it is awesome. It was so good. So what we're about to show you is still a beta version, but we have got permission to show you this. So here we are. Right, so you should be able to see that, and what I'm gonna do now is show you guys all this as well, haven't I? So bear with me 2 seconds.
It's up on the stream anyway.
There's me bearing with you.
Okay, so that one there, share it.
Little fact for you guys that bears don't even growl like that. they don't go raw. It's all fake. It's people like Disney and films lying to you.
I thought you were going to blame the
talking
Illuminati.
about bear fake news.
Yeah, bears don't go raw. It's completely fake news.
Oh mate,
fake news about bears.
That is the title for the podcast right there.
If you're talking about the animal, it's neither here nor there. We're talking about the hirsute older gay gentleman. They grow.
Right. Moving on.
Okay.
Okay. So what you've got is previously you didn't have the gate. Previously you didn't have the preamp. The power amp side of things has been stepped up dramatically with extra controls and these sort of things. You had the mics that you can change, so you can change like dynamic 57, so obviously that's like an SM57 and so on and so forth ribbon, and you can change those. And then from those you would have gone into an EQ, and then straight from the EQ out to output level. Now what they've added on here is, like I say, you can plug straight into it now. You can run pedals into it, so you can get what you gain from that. That's what I've been doing, and that's what they positively encourage. You've got your gate, so you've got soft and hard clipping and the threshold, and you can teach it apparently because it's got the learn button on there. Then you've got your preamp. This is the big new thing they've added. You've got guitar, set it for guitar or bass. You can change your gain. Now it doesn't get gainy. It is a clean pedal platform. Okay, but it sounds sweet. Like really, really.
Have they based
really
the preamp on a specific amp or just a clean platform?
Yes, I think it's the preamps based on a Fender, but you can change the power amp to voice it accordingly.
Yeah.
So you got a 6L6, so you can have it to sound like a Fender if you want, and you've got pentone, triode. That does make a huge difference as well. Single-ended and push-pull as well, so you can have EL34s, EL84s, KT88s, and you can have the same, again, 6L6, EL34, EL84, and KT88 on either push-pull or single-ended, and you can swap that between pentode and triode. When you swap the... hang on, no, I'm wrong now. I was going to say it changes the controls. You've got a depth control as well on the power amp, so obviously you guys watching this can see this, but we're saying this for the listeners on the podcast. Then it goes over onto the miking, and then from the miking it goes into the EQ, which you've got set with the parameters on guitar, bass, or custom, which you get. It's basically a parametric EQ. Then 5.6 point, yes, 6 point parametric EQ. That's really cool. You can switch these on and off as well. The enhancer is the next one, which is awesome. It makes a really, really, really good difference, but it's so hard to explain, but it just makes everything sweeter. And then you've got reverb. Now these reverbs are just unbelievable. Our own budget pedal chap has been using Wall of Sound, and he was saying how the normal ones are really, really good. But you've got your normal room ones, which go. You've got Studio A, B, basement, loft, hall A, hall B, crypt, cathedral, plate, spring, tile, chamber, and custom. But then you've got an ambient mode for all of them as well, so it's like doubling them, which does add to the ambience, and they are lush, really, really, really sexy reverbs. Sound fantastic.
Yeah.
Why have they got rid of the compressor in here?
Yeah. Where's that gone?
Because there was a compressor on the Wall of Sound, and this looks like they've added the preamp and they've added that enhancer thing.
The compressor, I wonder if
that enhancer. Yeah, there's definitely a compressor on Wall of Sound.
Yeah,
there is. Yeah.
I wonder if that enhancer is maybe something similar to a compressor.
So to answer that, Wall of Sound and this are different. This is the remote. Yeah, this is the virtual remote for the cab M. So it never had a compressor on this specific thing, but it does have it on Wall of Sound. 100% correct there. So that's what I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm 99% sure, because I don't remember ever having a compressor on this. And then it comes down to preset level, so you can set your preset level, because you can save your different settings on this. You can see this one's called My Marshall, because I worked for a few hours on this and got it sounding just like my Marshall, and it was wonderful. And then you've got your output level. You've also got a tuner, which you can access from the... I'm going to call it a pedal, because it's becoming more of a pedal, because you can put it on your board now, because you can just run straight into it from your pedals. You just hold down the right button on it for a couple of seconds, and it comes up on the pedal as well.
Oh, amazing!
But if I click there,
bump off needing a tuner on your board, so that's great.
Yeah, and a lot of people buy things like the HX Stomp or things like that because they want to get the preamps and the power amps. Sorry, the preamps and the amp modeling and the cabs. And the effects are kind of like an afterthought. For other people, the effects are the main thing. But what a lot of people want to do is use their effects and have something that's really high end on the back end of their board for running out in gigs and stuff like that, so they don't have to take everything. This is doing that now, and it never was. So that has completely changed this from a very, very, very good cab sim, which is much more than a cab sim. They call them virtual cabinets. They don't call them cab sims. I must stress that, because they're very particular about that, and I understand why.
They're more than just an IR.
Oh yeah, far
Yeah,
more.
they're dynamic.
Yeah.
You can move all the mics around in so many ways. You can move them. You've got 2 mics on it. You can move the mics around, and you can put them front and back. So if I go like this, you can see
You mic the back of the cab.
That's it. So I'm micing the back of
But
the
in
cab
terms
with
of
that one.
functionality, it's doing the same thing that you would expect a cab sim to do. It's just more interactive in terms of being able to tweak it to your sound. And what you were saying, it's got me kicking myself because I literally like 2 weeks ago bought the Stomp, and I've bought it to do exactly that, which is doing pedal demos. And a lot of the time I want a clean platform, and I'm really just using it for the virtual cabs and the reverb to give it like a sense of give a sense of space to the fact to the signal that's going into it. And this pretty much does all of that. And I've been trying to get the HX Stomp to do an unaffected through, so that I can run wall of sound at the other end, because I actually prefer wall of sounds, cab and space kind of simulation.
When it comes to cabs, no one's doing it better than 2 Notes.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, the cabs in the Stomp they're fine, and they almost do have that same situation where you can choose like distance from the distance of the mic from the cab, and like early reflections, and you can like have high and low cut on your mics as well for your cab. So it's very tweakable. But the wall of sound stuff is better. Like, to my ear, it is a better sound, which is why I've been looking at doing a through, so I can monitor through the Stomp stuff because it sounds good.
Honestly, mate, I didn't know about this when you bought that. Otherwise, I would have said to you, "Hold on." So I'm sorry about that. It sucks a little bit, especially since this is half the price, more or less, of the Helix.
I mean, man.
But I'm saying that I'm kind of kicking myself. The Stomp is a brilliant piece of kit, and it's doing everything that I want it to do. So.
And it has so much flexibility to do so much more as well.
It does, yeah. And in terms of like a recording, like an all-in-one recording solution, it will be absolutely brilliant. I'm really only just scratching the surface at the moment. And mainly I got it for like to up my silent practice and silent kind of like demo recording game, and it's done that. So it's paid for itself pretty much. I really wish it had paid for itself, because I've still got payments on it.
Well, we should say we're picking on Helix, but there's other things out there like the Helix, Kempers, and the Hot Tone and Mua and all those sort of things
there's loads available, completely.
Yeah.
But now this, with a simple tweak of the interface, the cab M is kind of throwing its hat in the ring for this now.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Do you know what this has also become? This has become one of the cheapest and highest quality pedalboard amps.
Because it's just got the XLR on the side, so you send that out to a mixer, like a front of house, and you're good to go.
Well, you've got a speaker
have
out
all of
as
your
well.
great pedals. Oh, does it?
Yeah, it's got a speaker out. Yeah.
Isn't that speaker through though?
Speaker out and speaker through. I'll have to test it, but you have got the XLR, like you say. But
I wouldn't imagine there'd be a power amp in there enough to drive a speaker itself, because it's not doing the reamping like the Waza does.
You have got a line out as well, so that'll go out to the thing. You've got headphones out, auxiliary in as well, so you can run music through it if you wanted to. It's got a ground lift. It looks nice, and it's relatively small as well. It's not much bigger than a MXR pedal.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And I think that's probably a good place to wrap it for tonight, because we are a little bit over time.
Can I
looks of it.
just before we stop, I've just seen something that might be of note, and I don't think we can contain this until next time.
Mhm.
Have you heard of the Rockboard pedal safe things?
No, what?
What? Oh yeah, the pedal condom.
Sorry?
I've been hang on, let me share this because this won't be long, I promise. Where is it?
That's what she said.
Go live. Right. Look at this.
Right, hang on a second. Let me bring.
Oh yes, I have seen these.
What on earth are these?
What am I looking at?
It's for when you go to a pub gig and you know some tosser's going to drop an entire full pint of Carling and ruin 3 of your pedals. You put it inside a pedal condom.
Exactly.
This is for when you want to go scuba diving and like play, shoegaze for the fish. Like, what the fuck? Who thought? Yeah, they come in a metal chassis. Like, oh, I better protect my things encased in metal.
No.
Well, so
it does get
the
in.
rock boards themselves, those base plates are for mounting pedals to go directly onto their pedal board, and they just clip on.
Right.
And their idea was you could just clip your pedals in and out and change the order without having to Velcro them off and Velcro them back on again, even though that's about the same amount of effort.
Yeah.
But, so those things already exist, and now they've just made the plastic bit to go on top, which encloses it all. Because drunk people throw beer at pedals. It's a known fact. I've lost 5 or 6 pedals to drunk people, and this is to stop the beer going into the pedal. It's to make it go through the pedal board and onto the floor instead, or onto your power supply and really make a big spark.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. If you look at it, it's not watertight because all of the connection points, you can see there's massive gaps.
Yeah, and
But it's like if you're covering 80% of the pedal, it's much better than covering no percent of the pedal.
But the problem is the bits that it's covering are the bits that are metal and not the gap bits.
That's where the liquid would get in. It is underneath the knobs.
Yeah.
I mean, what you really need is a pedal umbrella.
Well,
like a little face mask.
I love that. You could have pedal boards of Doom on it.
we stopped playing a certain venue over here because people just religiously, every time we played there, we would lose between 200 and 500 quid's worth of stuff, whether it was like any of this. And I genuinely, before we decided to stop playing there, was to the point where I was fed up and had like drawn up a thing where I could get a sheet of plexiglass that would be at the right angle, so I could still touch the pedals at the back of my board, but have a sheet there so that if they do throw the beer at you, it hits that and rolls towards them and just away from my pedals. Because
like the things like the sneeze guard.
Yeah, exactly like a sneeze guard, but for Carling.
Okay. I've got to ask though, is it in a certain song in your set? Is it that they're really happy with your performance, or is it that they're not happy?
It's always one of 2 songs, and it's always because they go fucking mental.
Is it?
Well, that's good. It's a compliment.
Is it that bar out of Blues Brothers, and are you playing Rawhide?
No, but it feels like it sometimes, and I wish we had that mesh kind of thing to just bring across in front of us and separate it.
Anyway, I'll let us stop that, but I just saw that I needed to talk to you guys about that thing because that's just
the pedal condoms.
Yes, thank you for wasting 5 minutes of my life.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm gonna buy some.
Right, let's wrap it, and before we do, we give a shout out to our patronisers. You guys are amazing. Those people are, if I can remember, because we've got a new one this week. We have got Mr. Adam Yeomans. We've got Mr. Andrew Bimpson, both who have joined us in the chat today, so thank you. We've got Mr. Doug Chris. We've got Joe Richardson of Joe Everything Joseph on Instagram. Go check him out. We've got Hugh G. Rection, which
we have.
Yep, it's just the pleats. It's the pleats in the pants. And we've got our new Patreon member, who happens to be someone who gets mentioned quite a lot. It's Mr. Ben Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups. Yeah.
Excellent.
So for as little as $2 a month, you guys can be part of the crew. We are also potentially working on a little sneaky something for the patronisers. So keep your ears and eyes peeled. If you want to be part of that, $2 a month is all it takes. I mean, you can give us more if you want. So we are streaming currently in a lot of the places that we shout out. So we're in Pedalboards of Doom at the moment. We're in the Fret Talk podcast, amongst many others. So if you're not part of those, please be part of those. If you want to catch me online, it is Budget Pedal Chat at Instagram, Facebook, and or YouTube, which is house to the No Talk All Tone series, which you don't hear this Frank Skinner ass sounding voice. You just hear the tone of the pedals. Lee, you are this side. You are everything Pedalboards of Doom. You are Tonepedia guru. You are also stuff. Go on, give it
just don't forget about that competition, guys. That's all I've got to say. Tonepedia competition. Have a look. Join the page. Join the Facebook page. Like us on Instagram and all that sort of thing. Same for Pedalboards of Doom. Same for Fretboard. All of us. Instagram as well.
Indeed. There are links in the show notes to this as well. So if you're lost, if this stuff is happening too fast, because we've done this so many times that we just rattle it off. Just kind of scroll down a little bit and you'll get all the links. Tater effects, buffer?
Nope.
Or is that like a favourite switch or something?
Yeah, it's kind of a switch that does anything.
Will, you're up this way. You are a Rocket Complex. You are on Instagram. I know that for sure. It's like Will a Rocket Complex, or Will Arc, isn't it?
Yes, it is. ARC Will Powell on Instagram, but I'd also like to plug TikTok, as I have a large following of people on there that I've been teaching singing lessons to recently. One of my singing lessons has got 150,000 views now.
That's a lot.
That's unprecedented amount for a small singing tip, but there you go. So we're on there. Over the next week or two, I'll be editing my series all about building pedalboard. So check out A Rocket Complex on YouTube, where we'll have, I think it's 6 episodes. It might be 7, but it's 6 episodes of all about building pedalboards coming up soon.
Woo! Cracking.
Which we have all consulted on and disagreed.
You did, yeah. Disagreed. Had a big argument about. That bit was the signal path part.
I was like, dude, where's the compressor and where's the EQ?
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, I totally forgot about those.
I'm holding that up here. I'm holding. It's a bit the TV show with the squares. Oh, what is it? What was it called? Celebrity Squares.
Yeah.
Where I've got something directly. Not Snatch Game.
Snatch Game.
No idea what you're talking about.
What's Snatch
Game? RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh God.
So
I'd high five you, Matt, but you're over in the corner, mate. Oh.
Oh no!
Oh no!
No, you've moved. Oh no! I think we're back. We're back.
Now he's back. Okay.
Have we stopped talking about trash TV yet?
Right. Directly above me is Mr. Matt Quine, who is heel_MattQ at Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah.
We are at the end of the podcast now. We are at the end. We're there. Lee, just stop fucking about this stuff.
I was trying to make a tower of like.
Yes, you do. You do stupid things. Which will come through on a microphone, which I will then have to make. So, from myself, Mr. Budget Pedal Chap, from Lee, from Mr. Will with the hair, and Mr. Matt Quine. Say bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
Way! It will be a tatty bye, and good luck this week. Ta-ra a bit, my lovely, lovely viewer listeners.
Bye.
Bye, I love you.
Bye, everyone. See you soon.
Yay.
Goodbye.
Are we stopped live yet?
Nope.